Alright, so I ran across a few articles I want to talk about. This first one is from some site called Dicebreaker. This is all an archive because I'm not going to give clicks to this bullshit. More designers condemn and cut ties with the gaming goat over white nationalist imagery in Kickstarter campaign. So this immediately brings to mind like, uh-oh, we got some real problem here because we don't want some white nationalist, racist douchebags, you know, making stuff and putting stuff on Kickstarter and stuff. This is terrible. So what is this? Well, a mounting number of board game designers and publishers have either publicly condemned or ended business relationships with U.S.-based company The Gaming Goat following the use of white nationalist imagery in the Kickstarter campaign for Tournament Fishing, the deck building game. Apparently, it's a card game about fishing. Okay, to each their own. That's fine. You want to play that? That's cool. Anyway, originally released as a print-on-demand title in 2017, Tournament Fishing has teamed with the publishing arm of US-based retail company The Gaming Goat to crowdfund a second run of the angling-themed deck builder designed by Greg Mailer. And it goes on. The campaign launched on September 7th and immediately began drawing ire from potential backers in the broader tabletop community due to one image that portrayed a frog seemingly making the OK hand signal, both of which have a history as a racist dog whistle used by white nationalists, fascists, and other hate groups. There's that right there. That sums up how stupid the guy who wrote this article is, how stupid anyone who believes this bullshit. This is all from 4chan. And the guy even fucking mentions it. Here, they'll show a picture. Here's a picture of that frog. You white nationalist son of a bitch. With your goddamn OK symbol. What the fuck? How fucking retarded and stupid do you have to be to keep falling for this shit? And again, what's so stupid is this moron even talks about this. The Anti-Defamation League has registered the hand sign as a hate symbol, which began in 2017 as a hoax on infamous message board 4chan. The users meant to co-opt a widely used and innocuous gesture to subtly gesture toward anti-black and other bigoted sentiments, while use the excuse that it was just a joke as a shield against criticism. Pepe the Frog, originally created by comic artist Matt Frewer, on and on. It's like, you fucking clowns, man. You just mentioned it all began on 4chan. It's not fucking real. It's a joke. It's bullshit. It's not actually a real thing. Do you know how many NBA players I see make that exact same symbol every time they make a three-pointer? I've seen countless people over and over and over. Besides the fact, that's a circle game. Like the downward OK. That's the circle game. It's like, these fucking idiots, they just don't understand how stupid, how dumb they sound. And when they repeat this and they parrot this bullshit. And the article goes on and on. I'm not going to bother reading the rest of it because basically, and this is a example of good, good social justice and all that kind of shit. We're going to cut ties with this organization because they're going against what we believe to be right and everything. It's like anytime if you actually think that that's racist, this right here, that little frog stuff, if you think that's racist, if you think that's a dog whistle, you're a fucking moron. You're a goddamn fucking moron. Besides the fact, what would even be the point of putting that in a goddamn card game? Seriously. I'm just gonna move on to the next story, which I'm not sure how long this fucking thing's been out, from some fucking clown named Khalil Khalil. Racism in Wonder Woman 84. Basically, this guy has a major problem with Gal Gadot, and he shits all over anything she's going to be in, thinks she shouldn't be allowed to be in movies and all that kind of shit. And he's like, Wonder Woman 1984 had a lot of racist stuff going on, and Gal Gadot made it even worse. CW, racism, war crimes. I'm not sure what CW, content warning, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's how it is. And he goes on, he's like, I watched Wonder Woman 1984 and judged on the standards of a DC superhero movie. It is pretty good. I have HBO, so I didn't have to pay or promote to see it. I haven't seen the first one, but I'd say this one was on par with DC's Suicide Squad. It's like, okay, right there, I don't give a fuck what you think, dude, because you haven't seen these fucking movies. You're an idiot. Then he's like, Kristen Wiig and Pedro Pascal. Can't even spell Kristen Wiig's name right. There's two I's in it, you fucking clown. If you can't even be bothered to do that bare amount of research, watch the credits in the movie. It's like there's two eyes in it. If you can't even be bothered to do that, then why the fuck do I care about your opinion? So I don't. Because he repeats this again and again. Every time he mentions Wig, just one eye. It's like, you fucking clown. Again, I guess that's the theme of the day, I guess. Godot does a okay job as a dour and unflinching Wonder Woman, but her Diana Prince comes off as wooden and blah blah, all that kind of shit. And it's like, man, look, I didn't care much for Wonder Woman, 1984, because there were just issues and stuff with it and stuff, but it had nothing to do with racism and shit. Because he goes on and talks about the parts where the Arabs and stuff are considered, the victim, they're the victims of their own doing and all that kind of shit and stuff. This non-consensual use of a man's body for sex by a ghost spirit, and all that kind of stuff. It's like, again, though that's fine. That's fine, to complain about that kind of stuff. But when you start going in on, well, Gal Gadot, because Gal Gadot was in the Israeli Defense Force in 2006, I believe, and he mentions that, basically, and then she's also expressed support for Israel, and everything, and their conflicts with Palestine and stuff. And it's way too complicated to get into for these shitty little videos I make and stuff. So I'm not gonna bother trying to parse that and everything. There's people who are far more equipped to do that than me. But anyway, and this is where the guy goes on and on and talks about they're portrayed as religious zealots, backward tyrants, and dirt poor victims, and all that kind of stuff. It's like, dude, shut up. Okay, you can't even be asked to spell Kristen Wiig's name right. So, and you sit there and you go, I completed my ICJ final thesis on modern war crimes and all this kind of shit. And it's like, dude, I don't care. Okay? Because even if you graduated Columbia and everything, it's like, well, obviously you didn't even do enough research to find out that her name is spelled Wig. IIG. So it's like, that right there to me. And I know that that's a little tiny thing. I'm sure some people are thinking, well, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal to me is the fact that if you can't even be bothered to do that amount of research, then why the fuck would I even care about any of your other quote-unquote research? Because it's not going to be any good either. It's going to be just, full of fucking holes with that. It's like, if you don't even care about that, you're not going to care about other things that are way more important. Who cares how her name is spelled? But it's the principle. It's the fact that you can't even do that. Hell, you just do 2 seconds on a DuckDuckGo search or whatever. You can find how her name is spelled, for Christ's sake. Anyway, I'll go ahead and wrap it up here though. Before I rant for even longer than I was meaning to. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.